So, I'm sure you're aware that there are lots of scams out there. There are all kinds of scams. There are email scams, there are photograph scams, there are phone call scams, mail scams, in person scams, and the list just goes on and on. To, and many of you have probably also heard the warnings about not trusting Chinese websites, Chinese companies, because they're collecting data, and anytime the government asks for that data about all their customers, that company, by Chinese law, has to do that. They have to give up all their customer data, whether they want to or don't. Because the alternative is like, well, Alibaba was being run by Jack Ma, and after he started speaking up and trying to get China to be more moderate, he just kind of disappeared. Now, I don't know if he disappeared because they said, okay, you have been too vocal and now you need to shut up, or if they just made him poof, gone. All I know is he has been removed from the public eye. And then there's AliExpress and there's TikTok, which, by the way, if you think that TikTok has been defanged just because of some efforts by the American government, you are sadly mistaken. There are the companies like Huawei that have been banned from selling their products in the United States because they said they were not using their products to spy on Americans, and then they were discovered spying on Americans with their products. And TikTok's owner, or the CEO, denied that their app was being used to spy on Americans and that the data would go back to China. And yet, the app for TikTok collects way more data off your device than it has any reason to do so for. It's just insane the amount of data that it collects. It is a huge security risk to have that app on your phone. It doesn't matter whether you believe it or not. The fact remains that China is an advanced, persistent threat in the form of a nation state, and they are moving on so many different levels to try and take control of as much of the world as they can. Are there setbacks? Yes. Do they make mistakes? Yes. But they are very committed, and as long as Xi Jinping, or however you say his name, I'm sorry, I always forget, and I think I just said crazy by accident. I didn't mean to say crazy. That was, I just, Mr. President, the president of China, whatever his name is, as long as he's in charge, China is going to continue to go down this road. And from one perspective, I understand why. I mean, the West, especially America, most recently has been very, very dominant. And China was put to shame by the British and undermined by the British. And China's got a lot of reasons to be angry with the world. And now they've got a leader that is willing to do just about anything and doesn't pretend to care about human rights like America's government does. So my sister calls me up and says, hey, you know how TikTok and these other companies, we're supposed to be careful and not use them because of data collection? And I said, yeah. And she was going on about this, and she said, well, my son said he wants this particular gift, and it's available on this website called what was it again? Darn it. robotoybase.com. Sounds like a very Western name, right? Unlike AliExpress, which sounds Middle Eastern, or Alibaba sounds really Middle Eastern, but it's actually a Chinese company, and So in order to order it, of course, you have to make an account and you have to accept the privacy policy. And my sister is smart, so she clicked on the link for the privacy policy. And in a minute here, I'm going to show you what she saw. And I'm going to explain to you what it means. So that's why she called me. Okay, so here's Robotoy Base. Sounds like a very Western sounding name. But then again, Alibaba sounds like it's Middle Eastern, and so does AliExpress. Well, what can we learn about this company? About us? It's in Hong Kong. So let's see what the About Us page reveals to us. Kind of a slow website. 98% satisfaction rate within our more than 19,000 customers. The journal has the impressive rating of 4.9 from more than 2,000 ratings. Okay. Not sure what that's all about. And there's nothing that tells us about this company. It's well, that's kind of vague. Let's see about the terms and conditions. No terms and conditions. Well, that is somewhat disturbing because there should be terms and conditions. And this suggests that this website may be a scam. But wait, let's check the privacy policy so we can. Oh, and by the way, if you go over here to terms and conditions, look at the base, the message at the very bottom left corner there. The URL is the exact same URL as in the URL bar at the top. Uh-oh, that's not good. All right, well, let's try the privacy policy. Same thing. And if you look at the URL in the bottom left corner, it's the same as the one in the URL bar up here. So look up here, and then you're going to look down here at the bottom. It's the same thing. So what does that mean? That means that when you set up an account, you have whatever rights they want and no privacy whatsoever. So this is a very clever trick where you agree to their privacy policy and it means there's absolutely no privacy whatsoever. This is a different kind of scam than what we usually hear about, but it's a scam nevertheless. Do not ever accept the terms and conditions and privacy policy of a company unless you actually at least look and make sure there is one, because you could get screwed. Don't go to this website. Don't buy anything off this website, because my guess is that if I search for this website on, say, let's see, Trustpilot. We'll do Trustpilot because Trustpilot's not bad, right? And we'll just search for Robotoy. Oh, come on. Hey, Trustpilot, upgrade to HTTPS. Can't believe you haven't done that yet. Wow. I think I know what's going on. Okay, that's not it. Robotoy base. No. No. Oops. Interesting. All right, well, we're just going to try searching. This does not look promising. There isn't any information for Robotoy base. Oops. Well, we'll just try like that. And it's still coming up with the wrong stuff. So that suggests bad news again. So I would say that if you want to buy something, do not buy it from Robotoy Base, and do not buy it from any of the other Chinese. In fact, avoid any products and any services, whether physical or online, that are Chinese based. Why? Because again, under Chinese law, every Chinese company, whether they are on foreign soil or their own soil, is required to reveal all their customer data to the Chinese government. In addition, some of those companies that are out there overseas are performing money laundering, spying, espionage in the form of industrial espionage, as well as against citizens, and various other things that in the country they're in are illegal. And it's a put it this way, China doesn't really have much respect for the laws of other countries, including the international patent system. So don't expect that they're going to respect your privacy. And if you think, well, there's nothing that they can get that's useful, you would be surprised what they can use against you. If they manage through various sources to collect enough information about you, they'll know more about you than you realize, and it'll be enough to manipulate or even control you. So just avoid that problem. Thanks for watching and hope you have a great day.